Hello, I am Dr. Satish Mandlik and will be highlighting on derived properties of powder, which comes under micrometrics chapter. The learning outcomes of this topic is, after completion of this topic, student will able to define and enlist derived properties of powder, classify various powder densities, identify the various types of porosity, understand different packing arrangement, describe bulkiness with its significance. Particles have two types of property: fundamental properties and derived properties. Fundamental properties are the basic properties of individual particles, namely particle size, shape, volume, and surface area, where the derived properties are derived from fundamental properties. These are dependent on fundamental properties and well defines the basic factors relating to the measurements. There are various derived properties like density of powders, bulk density, tap density, granule density, porosity, bulkiness, packing arrangement, flow properties of powder. We will be discussing of first four, and flow properties we will be discussing on next presentation. Densities of powders. Density is nothing but mass upon volume, and powder have different densities like bulk density, tap density, which is also known as true density, and granule density. Before we discuss about the different densities, let us understand different volumes of powder. Powder have different volumes. The first, true volume. True volume is nothing but the original volume of powder particles. Granule volume is the original volume of powder plus the space volume present in intraparticle space. So it is true volume plus space present inside the particle is known as granule volume. Bulk volume is the original volume of powder plus volume of intraparticle space and void. It also added with the space between two particles. So interparticle space is also considered in bulk volume. Void volume is a bulk volume minus true volume. So these are the different volumes. Let us understand bulk density. Bulk density is also known as apparent density. It is the ratio of mass of powder to the bulk volume of powder. When particles are loosely packed, the much of the gap present between the particle, so it increases the bulk volume. So the bulk density is the mass of powder divided by bulk volume. Powder can be classified as a light powder as well as heavy powder based on its bulk volume. Powders with low bulk density and high bulk volume are considered as light, where powders with high bulk density and low bulk volume are considered as heavy powder. The apparatus which is used to determine bulk density is known as bulk density apparatus. Next, granule density. In granule density, granule volume is considered. It is the volume of particle together with the intraparticle space. The intraparticle space is this. This space is known as the space present inside particle. Therefore, the granule density is equal to mass of powder divided by granule volume. The volume of the granule can be measured by mercury displacement method. The one of the commonly used apparatus to measure granule volume is mercury intrusion porosimetry, where the mercury is filled and passed. That mercury is not only passed into the particle, but also it will occupy the intraparticle space. Next, tap density or true density. It is also known as absolute density. The true density or absolute density is the ratio of mass of powder to the original or true volume of powder. The true volume of powder excludes all types of space. The tap density is obtained by mechanically tapping the graduated measuring cylinder or vessel containing powder sample. So, the bulk density apparatus with the number of taps can be used to determine tapped volume. So, this is the formula to determine tap density: mass of the powder divided by tapped or true volume of powder. The true density can be measured by different methods. This depends on the nature of powder. For non-porous solids, the true density and granule density are identical. So, and both can be obtained by helium as well as mercury displacement method. For the porous material having an internal surface, the helium densitometer is used. So, these are the different densities. Let us move to the another derived property which is very much important in pharmaceutical development, is porosity. It is the space between or into the particle. The space could be between the particle, this is the space between the particle, as well as the space can be inside the particle. So there could be intraparticular space as well as interparticular space. Suppose a non-porous powder is placed in a graduated cylinder, the total volume is occupied is known as bulk volume, as we learned previously. So the bulk volume is a true volume plus volume of space between the particle. So bulk volume is a true volume TV plus V void, that is porosity. Therefore, with this formula we can calculate the space, the void volume is equal to bulk volume minus tapped volume. For the simplicity, I consider as a BV, TV as a bulk volume and tapped volume respectively. So porosity is also known as void, which is represented by epsilon. So it is a ratio of void volume to the bulk volume of packing. So with the definition, we can formalize the porosity is the void volume divided by bulk volume. So as we just got to know, the void volume is bulk volume minus tapped volume divided by bulk volume. So this we can say the porosity. We can rearrange this equation on this. The porosity, that is epsilon, is equal to 1 minus tapped volume divided by bulk volume. Porosity is always expressed in terms of percentage. So if you multiply this formula with the 100, you will get the percentage porosity. So percentage porosity is nothing but this into 100. There are two types of porosity: intraparticle porosity and interparticle porosity. Interparticle porosity can be calculated by the knowledge of true density and granule density. So this is a simple formula to determine intraparticle porosity, which is abbreviated by epsilon intraparticle is equal to granule volume minus tapped volume divided by granule volume, 1 minus TV by GV. This formula is represented in terms of volume. As we got to know volume and densities, so the same formula we can convert in terms of density. So the formula is for interparticle porosity 1 minus GD, that is granule density, divided by tapped density. So this is the intraparticle porosity. What is interparticle porosity, which is sometimes also known as void porosity? Interspace, the void porosity of powder of porous granules, is the relative volume of interspace void to the bulk volume which is exclusive of intraparticle pores. Therefore, the interparticle porosity can be calculated with the help of this volume related formula. Interparticle porosity is equal to bulk volume minus granule volume divided by bulk volume, or simply 1 minus GV by BV. The same formula we can convert in terms of density. Therefore, the equation will become 1 minus BD, that is bulk density, divided by granule density. So let us understand total porosity. Total porosity is nothing but the addition of intraparticle porosity and interparticle porosity. So if we rearrange this interparticle porosity and interparticle porosity formula in terms of volume, so in terms of density, we will get the final total porosity, which is 1 minus Taft volume upon bulk volume. This is in terms of volume, or total porosity in terms of densities is calculated by 1 minus bulk density divided by Taft density. The porosity is playing very much important role in different pharmaceutical materials and medical devices, where it can affect impact production, material movement, as well as pharmacokinetic behavior. The tablet porosity may be regarded as a measure of tableting process. The variation in tablet porosity reflects various aspects of tablet press performance. The tablet porosity can relate to a tablet disintegration as well as dissolution. The porosity which also affects the packing arrangement. It also affects the container selection. Packing arrangement. The particles can be packed in different ways. It could be regular packing, it could be random packing. Regular packing is also known as ordered packing. It could be rhombohedral packing or cubic packing. The rhombohedral packing is also known as closest packing, where three particles are forming together. The space which is present here is always lesser than the space which is forming in cubic arrangement. In cubic arrangement, four particles are formed together in the ordered way. It is also known as loosest packing. Here we consider spherical particles. The closest packing have the 26% porosity, where the loosest packing have 48% porosity. So really the powders have the porosity between 30 to 50% by considering the spherical shape. But in reality, it could be lesser than the 26%, it could be more than the 48%. It depends on the irregular particle size and the particle aggregates. Particles are also randomly arranged. Depends on the vibration application. So, random particles can densely pack or can loosely pack. So, these are different parameters by which packing arrangement is understand. Packing density is a volume of solid divided by the total volume of solid plus void, and the coordination number, how many particles are in contact with each other. Like rhombohedral 3, where the cubic 4 particles are come in contact. Next derived property is bulkiness. Bulkiness is a specific bulk volume. It is also known as the reciprocal of bulk density. It is important consideration of powder packing arrangement. Bulkiness increases with decreasing particle size. In this mixture, the materials of different sizes, the smaller particles can sit between the larger ones and tend to reduce bulkiness. Powders with low density, means bulk density, and large bulk volume are considered as a light, as we learned previously. So higher the bulkiness, lighter the powder. So this is what is simple presentation on different derived properties of powder. Thank you very much.